Hello, everybody. It's the 2nd of February 2023. Welcome to the 365 Degree Team. Today, we'll be examining Joseph. Joseph is our case study for today, in line with the spirit of excellence. Genesis chapter 41, verse 15. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I've heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. The king called on Joseph after dreaming a dream that he himself, the dreamer, couldn't interpret. And he told Joseph, he said, I've heard of you that you can interpret all dreams. Now interpret my own dream. But let's look at where Joseph began from. But again, let's also look at what excellence means in a form. The word excellence comes from excel, and to excel means to go beyond, in a form. So where did Joseph begin from? Joseph began from being a dreamer himself. Genesis chapter 37, verse 5 to 11. Joseph dreamed that his brothers would bow to him and they picked offense in him. But in chapter 40, if you read the whole of chapter 40, perhaps, or from verse 1 to 23, you will see that Joseph now graduated from being a dreamer to interpreter of dreams when he was in the prison. Now, that is going beyond. He's excelling, he's succeeding. And in chapter 41, there came a dream that will impact the whole nation. And Joseph was called upon to be the interpreter of that dream. So Joseph excelled, if you will, interpreting dreams from being a dreamer himself. And in Genesis chapter 39, if you backtrack a bit, we saw Joseph exercised dominion in the house of Potiphar, and later came to exercise dominion in the whole of Egypt. So there is a tie between excellence and dominion. But excellence must be in succeeding progress. Excellence is going beyond the best. We mentioned and touched about being the best yesterday, but not getting to the best. Being the best or giving your best to supersede the best is what is known as excellence. Let me break down a little. If 3 young people take an exam, for example, and this exam is over 100. One of them scores 20, another scores 30, and another scores 40. Did any of them pass that exam? No. They all scored below the average of 50. But among these 3, one of them is actually the best, the guy who scored 40. So being the best is good, but giving your best to supersede the best is excellent. And that is the realm that God has designed for his children. Joseph, having gotten to Egypt, gave his best to supersede the best, and his fame was spread abroad. People were willing to identify with him. His brothers left their country, came to Egypt, and also bowed down to his wisdom or to his exploit. It was the spirit of excellence in him that gave the answer he gave to Pharaoh. The same Genesis chapter 41, but verse 16. It says, and Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh explained the dream. The spirit of excellence, or the life of excellence, is a life that praises God in everything it does. And there is no life every life that praises God, God raises. So as we go about our businesses, our academics, our career today, let's learn or take a cue from the life of Joseph. Joseph excelled in life, but more importantly is that Joseph gave praise to God and God raised his life. Excellence, as I round up, is the breeding ground or the launching pad of dominion. And after all was said and done, Joseph reigned as prime minister in Egypt, but he started from giving praise. Even as a dreamer, he gave praise. As an interpreter, he entered the prison and he was like, hey, young men or guys, why are you sad? Come on, let's give praise. So praise raised his bar from best excellence or excellent. And that should be our aspiration in this month. Let's go beyond the best to the place of excellence. And I see us attaining that place by the Spirit of God in Jesus' name.